Hey guys, Christine Waltermeyer here, and I'm back with another fun recipe. I'm really excited about today's recipe. I mean, I love all of these different plant-based recipes, but this is a really good one to make for lunch. Since the lunch hour is coming up, I think you're going to really enjoy this. And I'm just using chickpeas to make a delicious chickpea spread. So this is great for sandwiches. It's just great as a little scoop on a salad, as a snack with crackers. I know you're going to love it. Super easy. So what we need is, what I have here is, this is the Jovial chickpeas. It's 13 ounces of chickpeas. You can use homemade, home cooked chickpeas too, but this is a jarred variety that I really like. I've got some other fun ingredients. I'm going to go for more of like the tuna salad kind of flavor. So I've got some Bubby's kosher dill relish. I'm going to add that. I'm also adding a little touch of some mustard. You could add lemon juice as well. In fact, let me grab a lemon because that is going to really give it that nice flavor that we're looking for. And then I've got some other fun ingredients too that will really add to that nice taste, including Old Bay seasoning. Just a little pinch of this because it is a little spicy. I mean, you can add more if you like that spice, but I'm just going to add a little touch of that to give it that flavor, as well as some capers. That always adds a touch. You can add a little bit of sea salt, but you don't have to because I am using mayo, and the mayo has some of its own, saltiness. So that's really up to you. If I don't have quite enough mayo here, because I've only got a quarter cup, and I find that I need a little bit more, richness, instead of adding more mayo, I'm going to add a little avocado, a little smashed avocado in there. And then a little cracked black pepper, because that'll also give it a nice taste. So, all right. And then, of course, we've got some fresh vegetables. So I have some celery, one stalk of celery, and a couple scallions for my oniony flavor. So without further ado, I'm going to chop these up. You just want to mince everything nice and small. All right, so I'm just taking the little bottoms off of the celery. That I'm going to save for my soup stock. And take the top off here. And of course, like all my recipes, you can feel free to change it up. If you don't have scallions and you just want to use diced onion, that works too. All right, so I'm just taking the little bottoms off the scallions and the ends, and then I'm just going to mince them up. I'm going to slice them lengthwise too, because at least the bottom part is, kind of thick. So I just want that to be a little bit thinner. So I'm just going to slice that the other direction and slice these because we want everything like nice and small. Now, one little shortcut you could take is actually to put these in a mini food prep and just, dice them that way. You could just kind of coarsely chop them and then put them in a mini food prep, and that's going to do more of the work for you in getting them nice and small. All right, so here we go. And we don't want too many vegetables. Like, you kind of want mostly chickpeas in there, but we do want some veggies to just sort of break it up and give that nice flavor. All right, so, you can regrow your own scallions. That's the coolest thing. You can actually just take scallions and take these little bottoms like this. I could literally put these little scallion bottoms and place them in a little bit of soil or in a little bit of water, and you'd actually get that green part growing again, and you can regrow them. It's amazing. You can basically double your money from the grocery store. I should have kept this a little bit longer, maybe an inch long if I wanted to do that. But yeah, you can just put them in water or soil, and you'll get a whole, scallion growing from this. It's amazing. So, all right, so let's go ahead and put our chickpeas in here. I'm putting my chickpeas in, and I thought I drained those pretty well, but there's still a little bit of liquid in there. So I might, if I really wanted to be a purist, I'd probably drain that off a little bit more, but just for the sake of the demo, I think it's fine. So what I'm going to do is just coarsely mash these. We don't want these super mashed. If we mash them too much, we're just going to end up with hummus. We don't want that. We want a little texture in there so that it's a little bit like, vegan form of, tuna fish. Okay, so just mashing this up with a potato masher, or you could use a fork as well. This is a fun job for kids. Yesterday, I don't know if you caught my live stream, but I had my daughter on here with me, and she was mashing the heck out of some sweet potatoes. So we're getting on here on a daily basis, or I'm getting on here on a daily basis. She joins me on Wednesdays. But it's been really fun to do these Monday through Friday live streams, both here on YouTube and on Facebook. And then at 12, I come back on Instagram to do another fun recipe. So All right, I'm going to resort to my fork, I think. Let's see here. But this is really, you know, getting the consistency I want. Then we want to keep a little texture from the chickpeas. You can see, you know, I've got like a little bit of, you know, little mashing, but not too much mashing. So I'm just going to mash this a little bit more. And then I'll add all my ingredients. And this goes great on just even, you know, like a nice crusty toasted slice of sourdough bread. It's really delicious as like a little open-faced sandwich. Or you can actually just put it on a lettuce leaf if you're going gluten-free. You know, you can, what else? Like I said, you can put a scoop on top of like a chef salad kind of thing, just to add a little extra protein and flavor. And it's really yummy with like Mary's Gone crackers or something like that. Okay, so yeah, the idea is to just, I'm not going to drive myself crazy here, but you just want to kind of mash them enough where you really get that kind of, you know, breaking them up pretty much throughout all the chickpeas, getting them all broken up. All right, there we go. We're going to call that good enough for now, but you know, the idea is that you really just want to, you know, get them probably a little bit more mashed than that, but you guys are waiting. I don't want to keep you waiting here. So let me just wipe my fingers off. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my chopped scallions. So that is roughly, I don't know, somewhere between 1/4 cup and like maybe 1/3 cup of chopped scallions or onion, you know, depending how oniony you like it. And then I'm going to add 1 stalk of celery, minced up. Yesterday we did knife sharpening. Was that yesterday? I'm losing track now. Actually, yesterday was the mashed sweet potatoes. The day before was knife sharpening. So it's always good to have a good sharp knife. This knife happens to not actually need sharpening, but if you want to go back and watch the replay of that episode from a couple days ago here on Facebook or on YouTube, I did do a knife sharpening demo. And that's really important to know how to do that. Okay. I also came out with a lentil soup recipe, by the way. That was my usual weekly polished and edited YouTube video. These are a little bit more organic, these live streams, but that was for a nice lentil soup recipe that's perfect this time of year. I don't know about you, but you know, once the weather starts to turn a little cooler, I'm all about soups. I love soup all year round, actually. All right, so same approximate amount. It's kind of like a handful, basically. So it's somewhere between 1/4 cup and 1/3 cup of our celery. I'm doing a bad habit here, scraping the board with my, I'm just doing it very lightly. I'm not really dulling the edge of the knife. This knife doesn't get dull, but other knives, you wouldn't really want to be using it as a scraper. I actually have a separate scraper, and that's what I've always taught my culinary students over the years. And where is it? Can't find it offhand. Oh, here's one. A little board scraper like this comes in handy when you do need to scoop up your veggies. You know, just use one of these together rather than your blade, like I just did. All right, now we're going to add our mayo, and this is, again, I'd say somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 cup. All right, of our mayo. We'll see how far this goes. You know, it kind of depends on different things. You know, sometimes you'll need a little more than others. It just depends on the chickpeas and how much, you know, residual liquid is in there and things like that. So it's kind of a science when you're cooking and baking, and you sort of have to adapt it to your ingredients and things like that. So, all right. So yeah, we're just kind of mixing this around. Now we're going to also be adding the relish, and that's going to also add moisture, but you can see it's coming together really nicely. I'm going to add a little bit of our cracked black pepper too. Just a little touch. I don't want it too peppery. Learn from my experience. Keep a hold of that top. I've had it more than once where it comes off and all the peppercorns go into whatever you're making. All right. Then we're going to add, yeah, maybe just like a teaspoon or so of our pickle relish. A little squeeze of mustard. Just maybe like a teaspoon. Okay. Yeah, I may not even need the avocado. I may not need that extra moisture. I'm going to add my little dash of Old Bay seasoning. Just a touch. And then our capers. Just maybe, yeah, like, again, like a teaspoon or so. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so delicious. I can't wait to eat this on a slice of toasted sourdough bread. Woohoo! All right, and then a little bit of our fresh lemon juice. Here too, not much, maybe just, a teaspoon or so. I'm going to strain it through my fingers to catch the seeds, but just a little. You don't want it too sour. And then it's up to you as far as the salt goes. You can add a little bit of salt or you really don't have to. If you're afraid it's going to get too salty, feel free to leave it out. Or if it's not salty enough for you, that's where you can adapt it to your taste buds. I think I'm going to go for the avocado. I'm going to add a little bit. What the heck? So you can either add a little bit more of your, favorite mayo. There's a good vegan brand out there. It's Vegenaise. It's a grapeseed oil mayo. So, but whatever mayo you prefer to use. Some people even just use tahini in here. Like you can use that instead of mayo, or you could use all avocado if you want to. So I'm just putting in maybe a couple teaspoons of avocado just to get a little bit more richness in there. I'm just going to mash that around. This is a 1-bowl recipe. I love that. Nothing fancy here. And yet it's super tasty and delicious. You make this as part of your meal prep on a weekend or, midweek or so, and this lasts you a few days, and it's just really nice. Now, we were just on a webinar. I was just chatting with some of the members of the All Access Pass members who took part in the Healthy Meal Prep Summit. And we were chatting about family members who may not like plant-based foods or new to plant-based foods, but you might be trying to get, some of your family members onto these kinds of things. Feel free to mix this up. If they're used to regular tuna salad, you can mix this up, half and half or something, just to kind of introduce things, just to get them eating a little bit more of the plant-based ingredients. So that's just a little tip. All right, so this does add like a cute little pale green color to it, which I like. You can't really totally see that so much with the lighting, but this just looks super yummy. So I'm gonna try a little bit, see how this is. Can't wait for you guys to try this if you've never had it. Of course, if you want to make one that's not like tuna salad, one that's more like, traditional chicken salad. Taste this. Oh, wow. That's really good. It's so good. It's got like a little tartness from the mustard and from the lemon juice. Personally, I think it can use a little bit of salt, and I do use a little salt in my cooking. I'm not like salt-free, so I'm going to add just a little touch there. And maybe a little bit more avocado just to get a little more creaminess, and that'll be perfect. So yeah, 1 more teaspoon of the avocado. But back to if you want to make it more like, not like tuna salad and more like a chicken salad, my secret ingredient is to add poultry seasoning. So that's something you can add. It is a vegetarian seasoning. I've had people ask if poultry seasoning has anything to do with actual poultry. It does not. It's just the blend that's typically used in that, cooking. But no, you can definitely use that to make this taste. And you can leave the relish out and leave the capers out if you want. You can add more ingredients that are just kind of a little bit more neutral. These ingredients like the Old Bay are meant to make it taste more like a tuna salad. So you would just adapt it to make it a little different. So there you go. And super easy, right? Super easy, delicious, tasty. Let me know if you make it. And I will check in the comments below to see if anyone has commented here on Facebook. And also on YouTube, I'm regularly checking my comments over on Christine's Natural Kitchen on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. Every Wednesday, I put out new videos. And we're doing these daily live streams as well. So join me over there or here, wherever you are. And on Facebook, I'm at Natural Kitchen School, Natural Kitchen Cooking School on Facebook. And I do want to also announce that we have just released our cooking program. So our cooking program is Natural Cooking Mastery. It's back, and it's a monthly membership. So if you want to find out more about that, you can just visit our website. I can put the link below here too. It's naturalkitchenschool.com, and it's the Natural Cooking Mastery Program. So it's just a monthly membership. You can try it out. We have 8 modules that really walk you through how to make whole grains, beans, vegetables, soups, healthy desserts. We even have a kitchen pharmacy module. So it's lots of great information, and it's a great way to get ahead of the holidays and all those, colds and sniffles that might be ahead, hopefully not with the winter. So it's a great way to just invest in your health now. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching today. And I will see you shortly if you want to join me over on Instagram at 12, but enjoy making your chickpea salad, chickpea spread, and I'll see you soon. All right, ciao for now.